Welcome, welcome, my friends. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about where the channel is headed, why it's headed that way, and also let you know that no one is coming to save you, my sweet, sweet friends. We are going to stand up together and save ourselves. So, no matter what view you may have, you're going to take your power back and we're going to get this shit on the road. And I'm very excited to show you and tell you where the channel is going. So here we go. Hello. Hello. Here we go. Okay. The authentic me and why I'm doing what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to tell you this really quickly because I totally messed up, and I have been for a very long time trying to figure out if I wanted a new camera or if I didn't, and this is why you have to listen to your guides. Okay, so my guides have been showing me this beautiful camera for a couple of weeks, and I totally ignored my guides and I did not listen to them, which I mean, come on, let's get real here. Sometimes, and I'm just going to be real 100%, sometimes they're assholes. Sometimes I am an asshole. In this situation, I was totally being the asshole, and I did not listen to them. And then they taught me a lesson because I went to do this interview with one of my friends and her husband, and he does a lot of things with music. He's a musician, and we were at his studio, and she does Reiki and energy healing, and it was the most beautiful conversation, and it was about an hour and a half long. And long story short, I only recorded 17 minutes on my dang phone. So my guides, once again, kicked me in the ass and told me, basically said, I told you so, and I didn't listen. So lessons that we have to learn. I'm not a singer, but you know, I want to be regardless. I'm kidding. I totally suck at singing and dancing, but I do them both because I don't care. It's very fun. Anyway, want to talk very quickly about, first of all, I'm going to redo that interview and do the real authentic interview instead of what is dropping. I've got shit falling all over the place. Sorry. Anyway, I want to do a real interview. I want to be a real boy, girl, whatever. I want to do a real interview so that it's completely authentic. And we redid the interview on the Zoom camera, and it sucked because we couldn't get all three of us in there at that point, and it was just crap, and we were all grouchy and hungry, and you know, I mean, let's just get real. Sometimes we just get grouchy, and that's okay. It's just because I'm a grouch sometimes doesn't mean I'm not spiritual. And sometimes, you know, you want to throat punch people. I mean, come on, you're human. I mean, I'm human as well, so don't tell anybody that I said that I wasn't human, because that's not true. Anyway, God, I'm going to have fun editing this. Regardless, this is where I'm going with this. I got a new camera. I listened to my guides, got the dang camera, very excited about it, which I can show you right here. Look at that. Even though I'm on Zoom right now. And the reason why I'm on Zoom right now is because I'm like intimidated, and I haven't worked with a real camera for a very long time. I've only messed with my iPhone. So I have to grow up, sadly, and figure out this this camera, and I will do that. And I will also, I have all these people lined up for interviews for the cannabis piece of it, and I'm really excited about that, and I know that they're excited, and I can't wait. However, a couple of things fell through just today, and didn't get to do that, and then of course the bullshit with my last camera, and I really want to redo that conversation. So you know what, shit happens. I just have to laugh it off, just as we do with the cannabis. But I also wanted to talk to you about the cannabis piece very quickly. I have had, majority of people have been extremely supportive, and that's been awesome. But there's just a handful that have freaked out a little bit on the cannabis piece. And I just want to say this lovingly, lovingly. We put bullshit on our body on a constant basis. So if you're worried about a plant, you need to seriously dive in and see what the problem is. And a lot of people are all about alcohol. There's nothing wrong with that as long as you're responsible, clearly. But I'm just not an alcohol type of person. I can't stand it. I've got issues with alcohol just in my family in general, probably because I have family members that have a lot of PTSD, and alcohol was a part of that for a while. And so I've got this, abnormal, dislike for alcohol. Which is fine. That's just kind of my thing. And it doesn't mean that you're not spiritual if you drink alcohol here and there. It does not mean that. I think that we're all human, and we're working through all of this crap. So, um, I want to let you know that there's a lot of things going on in this production, and I'm learning as I go, and I'm still totally doing this 100% because this is my passion. My passion is not to do readings, okay? My passion is to teach you how to listen to your guides and take your power back. And part of that may or may not have to do with cannabis. Cannabis, yes, it does a lot of healthy, good things. It can also be, used as in shitty situations as well. But I'm not worried about plants as much as I am chemicals. So, and there's chemicals in the food that we eat every day. So, you know, I am an advocate for healing. I'm an advocate for plants and healing, in correct ways with the with people that know what they're doing, shamans. Is it shaman or shamans? I always say it with the S, and then I feel like that's just not correct. I'm not sure. Regardless, know that I'm not perfect. Know that I love doing this, and I am totally down to do these interviews with cannabis because we can laugh our way into healing. And I don't see anything wrong with that. I think it's hilarious. And I think life in general is hilarious. So it's not to mock anybody or to make fun of things. Um, Generally, I'm just a goofy person. And I'm completely down for whatever. And yes, I'm a one hitter quitter. So even the people that smoke cannabis laugh at me because I totally only take one or two puffs and then I'm completely obliterated. But you know what? It's a plant, and I put the intent into the plant before we even start, and I do, healing with it. And sometimes I do meditations with it. Sometimes I do not. Majority of the time, I do not. But I just want to be real and let people know that, yeah, you can be spiritual, and cannabis can be your friend. And if it's not, that's totally fine too. I'm also not going to be like, oh, you have to. Absolutely not. But it's just fun. So we're going to do it this way. And if you have an issue with that, then, I love you. Get off the channel. That's just how it is. So also, I wanted to tell you that this is synchronicities, how they work. So I was listening to, okay, so I was going off on research. I love research. It's insane. And yes, I do love conspiracy theories, by the way. And if you can't handle that, then you can't handle me, because that's who I am. I'm not going to make fun of other people for it. I totally believe in aliens. I totally believe in spiritual beings and possessions and creepy shit like that. But the whole purpose is to take back our power and to ascend together. And I know that is what's happening. So don't give me that bullshit about how you're not okay with what I'm doing. Then just do your own thing. It's not a big deal. Um, but and like I said, it's only a handful of people that are that have worried a little bit about that. And some of them, a couple of them, were very, very gentle about it, and that's great. But I just wanted to jump on here real quick and let you know, yes, I am still going strong, and I got a new camera, and I'm very excited to learn my new camera. And I'm very excited to do these interviews. And I talked to these people that I've had lined up as I burp because I'm such a fucking lady. And pardon me. And yeah, I mean, we're going places with this. We're having fun with this. I'm not going to to stop doing what I'm doing, and I'm not going to stop being real and saying that I'm such a saint and everything is wonderful and I'm so spiritual and I know all. I don't know shit, okay? Part of enlightenment and not even enlightenment because I am so far from enlightenment, but part of and I think there's different levels of enlightenment, okay? And definitely not at the top. I think it's like just at the bottom where it's more ascension is what I like to call it. But some people say enlightenment. I don't really know. See, once again, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But during that process, what the hell? And I'm totally sober. What the hell was I talking about? Okay, here we go. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Part of that means that we have to be real and not be fakey and not pretend like we are so perfect and that none of us do anything bad. Come on. I mean, come on. Why are you even here on this planet? This planet, in my very humble opinion, is a school, and we're all learning. And there's two different worlds really that are splitting apart. And I think it's crazy that other people don't see this, and other people probably look at me like I'm completely insane, which is, both of them are okay. But I am just baffled by the fact that people don't see that there's stuff going on in the news and in Hollywood and in the political ring. And a lot of these people, like I said, are totally not human. And that you can call them whatever you want to, aliens or spiritual beings, possession or whatever, but they are definitely a part of this. And this is not me smoking cannabis. This is totally 100% in my reality of how I'm viewing the world. And I know that it's in other people's because I talk to people all the time. And when I do readings, these things are coming up all the time. So if you think I'm insane, then that's totally fine. But for the others, totally down with you. And I'm really excited to continue this journey where we talk about all of these weird, crazy subjects. And sometimes we may or may not get a little stoned. And it's going to be fun. With a plant medicine that's actually healing people. Okay, so yes, this is what I was talking about. See, I'm sober and I do this. So this is just me authentically. I was researching this camera, and I came across this channel and fell in love with this camera that I really wanted. And so I found this camera by this channel that was doing a bunch of things on how to do editing and which cameras to use and all this stuff. So then I finally go and get my camera because I was kicked in the ass by my guides on, totally trashing my my video that I did by not recording it. Thank you so much to my crew. So I go and get this camera, and then the very next day, which was oddly today, this morning, I turn on my very favorite spiritual channel, and these guys are always talking about spirituality and veganism and all this stuff, because I've also been thinking about doing another cleanse, because the last time that I did a cleanse, it helped to clear my head, it helped to clear all of my Ascension symptoms. So I was just thinking, you know what, I need to do this again. So I turn on the spiritual channel that I watch all the time, and the same guy, the camera guy, okay, that I found him, it's not like it just popped up, I found in YouTube this guy named Justin, who was had this whole channel just strictly for doing video production and photography and stuff. And then just right after I get my camera, I see that this guy is on my favorite spiritual channel, and he's oddly has another channel, which I didn't even know about, on veganism and spirituality. You've got to be kidding me. These are the weird synchronistic things that happen when you are paying attention to your intuition. And if you're not paying attention to your intuition, like I was not, because I told my guides to shut the hell up, basically, and they were driving me crazy, and I was just fine with using my phone, and they kicked me in the ass and said, no, honey, no, you need to pay attention and get a new camera like we've been showing you. And then right after that, it was like the revelation of this guy also has another channel with spirituality and veganism. So oddly enough. No, I'm not a vegan. Would I like to be? Yes. I really want to be plant-based, or at least do another cleanse where it's plant-based, because I was very, very much more in tune with who I was when I was doing the plant. And I did that for about 3 months, and it was seriously amazing. And then I went back to my old ways of eating bullshit. And not that, other diets are bullshit, or ways of life are bullshit. But for me, it just kind of worked better, and it cleared my head. And I think I've told you in other videos how I get really foggy, and, no, this doesn't have to do with cannabis, so shut up. Cannabis, cannabis can actually help you and your pineal gland open and decalcify. These are the facts. So it's not just because I want to fit it in there. That's just, I used that during my cleanse in the last one. So as much as we have this kind of Scooby-Doo thing in our heads where all these stoners are just kind of bobbling around like idiots, that is not true. There are so many stoners that I know that are completely in tune with their higher self and with God and source energy, whatever you want to call it. And they're crazy amazing. So I'm excited to be the real me, and to show the real me, and not have to worry about all the bullshit that people think. And this is how mediumship, cannabis, and all the things that I talk about on the channel and the interviews all kind of tie in together. I want you to use your intuition. I want you to do research on weird conspiracy theories, because sometimes they're not conspiracies. I mean, there's a lot of things actually recently that have come up that everybody was like, oh, that's a conspiracy. And now it's like, no, sucker, that was not a conspiracy. It was, it came out to be completely 100% true. And I think in the next couple of years, we're definitely moving towards a lot of more crazy things, I should say, that everybody's going to freak out over. And it's already happening. And no, I don't have some certain weird political view. I just see that there is a lot of corruption going on. And I've known this for a very long time. This was before all the crazy stuff happened. But I mean, 2020 kind of hit you like a ton of bricks, didn't it? And I was over there puffing on the ganj and sitting in my hot tub and meditating. And I was not freaked out about it. And I'm still not freaked out about it. I'm actually really excited. Like I said, the crazier it gets, the better it is. And that's because this is called the Great Awakening. And that is what's going on, my people. And soon we're going to move into a world where everything that you've ever known is going to be flipped on its head. And you're starting to see, I think, if you're doing your own research, what exactly I mean by that. And some of these things have to do with people in Hollywood, and because they're the elite. I mean, you don't get to those positions, seriously. You just, with all the research I've done for years and years, since I was a teenager, and I'm 41 now, okay? These things have been going on. So, I mean, these weird conspiracy theories that people keep talking about, they're not conspiracies. We have had shadow, I don't even know if I should say the word, but governments for years. I mean, for centuries. And that's just how it is. And the banking system, and the all these systems, and they're all very masculine. And I personally think that we're moving into a world where it's masculine and feminine are merging. They're balancing each other. And all of these systems, that the old systems, to me, and maybe you have a different opinion, are very masculine. And there's nothing wrong with masculinity. We need them both. But they're going to balance out. So anyway, see, I go off on weird tangents even when I'm completely sober, but I just wanted to let you know that this is where the channel is going. And I am really wanting to give you guys the power back, and helping you realize that spirituality is not this perfect, enlightening piece where you have to be, meditating for, 17 hours a day. Absolutely not. We got here for a reason. We came here knowing that we were going to pull in this new era, and we were doing it all together as a collective. And I personally think that God is within each and every one of us. And I'm here to get to the bottom of it. Not really to the bottom. It's not like I'm going to know all. But you know what? If we can smoke a little cannabis and have a little fun and laughter at the same time as we are doing these interviews with very spiritual people, and see where spirituality is going for them and their great awakening, how exciting, right? I mean, who wouldn't want to laugh their asses off, and watch people moving into an era where we're all going to come together and as a collective and start showing some love and start really figuring shit out instead of it all being this mechanical bullshit, and talk about some crazy conspiracy theories at the same time. Anyway, welcome to your Ascension Creator, and I'm very excited to go on this journey with you, and I will see you very soon, and we got some great interviews coming up. Lots of love to you. See you soon.